Welcome. This video will walk you through how to fill out a Community Economic Development Corporation and Cooperative offering document and focus on some of the most important sections. Our walkthrough will refer to one of our sample offering documents available at fcnb.ca. The purpose of this walkthrough and sample document is to help you understand the type of disclosure and level of detail we expect to see in CEDC offering documents submitted with applications. An offering document, also called a Form 45-509F1, is a disclosure document that a CEDC provides to potential investors when seeking to raise funds. The offering document is an essential part of an application to become a CEDC. It is the document that investors will rely on when deciding whether to invest in your business. It is important to prepare your offering document carefully to ensure you provide all material information to potential investors. Detailed and thorough disclosure of the CEDC's business and its risks is necessary to comply with securities law and become authorized to raise funds as a CEDC. It also protects the CEDC from potential legal consequences. Failing to provide all relevant information to investors can result in repercussions for a CEDC, such as claims by investors for misrepresentations or errors. Many of the CEDC applications we receive at FCNB are from businesses that propose to operate investment funds. Preparing an offering document based on an investment fund involves some additional considerations. In this video, we will refer to a sample document based on a fictional investment fund. We will focus on a few of the most important areas of completing an offering document. For full instructions on preparing your CEDC's offering document, please consult FCNB's website, which includes multiple resources like guidance to avoid common deficiencies in offering documents, sample offering documents, and fillable forms. Let's jump into some of the key elements of filling out a CEDC offering document. If you'd like to skip to a topic, timestamps are available on the scroll bar for this video for your convenience. An offering document must include a cover page, such as the one shown here. It provides essential information about the CEDC and the investment being offered. In general, the offering document form on our website is designed to help users complete it. It contains all headings, subheadings, and tables where information is required. It also has some instructions in italics you will need to delete from the final version provided to potential investors. When filling out the form, there is no need to change the structure or order of the headings and tables. Rather, the CEDC should focus on filling out each field in detail. An important element of the cover page is information about the securities being offered. This must include the types of securities, the minimum amount being offered, and the maximum amount being offered. The securities described in the offering document must be consistent with those authorized by the CEDC's incorporating or constating documents, such as your articles of incorporation and with the CEDC's financial statements. After the cover page, the first section of an offering document must summarize the amount of money the CEDC is hoping to raise and what the money will be used for. The figures in tables 1.1 and 1.2 should be consistent between the tables and with other items of the offering document. For example, the minimum and maximum funds to be raised, as set out on your cover page, must be consistent with the minimums and maximums in these tables. This section of the offering document is where the CEDC must summarize its business for potential investors. This will usually be the longest and most detailed section of a completed offering document. In our sample document, our fictional CEDC has provided multiple pages of information setting out its business plan for potential investors. It is not enough for a CEDC to simply state the type of business it plans to conduct. For example, it would not be enough for our fictional CEDC to only state that it plans to operate an investment fund. A CEDC must give enough information about the business, how it operates or plans to operate, its structure, the overall marketplace it operates in, and its strategies for overcoming challenges and growing, so that a potential investor can make a fully informed decision as to purchasing securities of the CEDC. For businesses that are investment funds, you must include a description of the fund's investment policy in describing the business. All investment funds require an investment policy. It is not enough to inform investors that the CEDC will make good investments. The CEDC must provide enough information to inform potential investors how their money will be invested in other opportunities, including how the opportunities will be selected, how the CEDC plans to identify those opportunities, and how the CEDC will make money from its investments. For example, in our fictional offering document, our investment fund plans on investing in small businesses that want to operate at farmers markets. A CEDC should explain whether its investment fund intends to invest in one or more specific industries, strategies, or types of investments. Most CEDC investment funds will focus on one region. In this case, our fictional fund is focused on investing in businesses in the St. John region. To qualify as a CEDC, the investment fund must be limited to investing within New Brunswick. Here you can see that the CEDC sets out a description of the different criteria it will apply when deciding which businesses are eligible for investing. The CEDC also explains how it plans to structure its investments and realize returns. FCNB expects that a CEDC that proposes to operate an investment fund will provide a similar level of detail about its investment policy. In Item 3 of the offering document, the CEDC must inform potential investors of the key people involved in the CEDC. A corporation or cooperative must have at least 6 directors who are residents of New Brunswick to be eligible to raise funds as a CEDC. Pay special attention to Table 3.2. In this table, the CEDC must disclose the principal occupation, education, and experience of each director, manager, promoter, and principal holder. This is disclosed so that potential investors can judge whether the CEDC's key people have the experience and qualifications to succeed in their business venture. The disclosure in this table should be detailed and specific by summarizing each person's job titles, employers, and job responsibilities for at least the past 5 years, with dates of the roles held. It is not enough to state that a director has worked as an accountant, for example. In our sample document, the experience of each director is set out in detail, including the dates they received degrees or credentials, the names of companies they worked for, their job titles, and duties. Items 4, 5, 6, and 7 require various information about the CEDC's investment offering. We will quickly review these sections. For more information, please consult the materials at fcnb.ca. Under Item 4, the CEDC must set out its capital structure. This means the way its shares, units, or other securities are organized. The capital structure information must be consistent with the CEDC's incorporating or constating documents. You can do this by checking your articles of incorporation and bylaws. Under Table 4.1, the CEDC should show all securities issued to date. The information in this table should be current to the date the offering document is signed. In our sample document, the 6 directors of our fictional CEDC have already been issued 1 membership share each, but have yet to purchase investment shares, as this will be done when the CEDC begins its raise under the program. Under Item 5, the CEDC must set out the terms of its securities. This should include all rights of security holders, limitations on the securities, and the method for purchasing the securities. In our sample document, our fictional CEDC explains the key terms of its investment shares, including when they can be redeemed by the investor and whether the shareholders will receive dividends. Under Item 6, the CEDC must provide disclosure about the relevant income tax considerations to purchasing its securities. Some CEDCs seek help from tax professionals when filling out this section. Professional tax advice is not necessary, but if no advice is received, the CEDC should limit its disclosures to general statements encouraging each investor to obtain income tax advice before investing. Under Item 7, all persons authorized to sell the securities of the CEDC should be listed, with contact information. The promoters listed here should be consistent with all promoters listed in Item 3. Under Item 8 of the offering document, the CEDC must disclose all relevant risks to the success of its business. This is an important section and should be prepared with thought and detail. The purpose of an offering document is to give potential investors a full and accurate understanding of the investment being offered. To be accurate, a CEDC must inform investors of the potential benefits of the investment as well as the potential risks. All investments have risks. This is especially true of CEDCs. They are by nature smaller, privately held, regional businesses, usually in their early stages of operation and, therefore, inherently risky. Each CEDC will have multiple risks. The types of risks to be disclosed will depend on the nature of the CEDC's business or industry, the market in which it operates, such as potential competitors, and factors unique to each specific CEDC, such as being reliant on key employees or key agreements. FCNB expects that each CEDC will list all material risks from most to least important. For example, our fictional CEDC is a new investment fund that has yet to invest any investor money in other businesses. It should inform potential purchasers that the fund might not find enough appropriate investment opportunities to meet its objectives, and that those investments might not see the expected returns. The fact that it has no proven track record for earning a profit must also be disclosed. In total, our fictional CEDC lists 6 separate risk factors in detail. FCNB expects all CEDCs will provide similar levels of detail or greater when preparing the offering document's risk disclosure section. Items 9, 10, 11, and 12 of the offering document contain information applicable to all CEDCs. The offering document form provides standard wording to be included in each of these sections. Generally, you will not be required to edit the suggested wording for these sections and can include additional information as required. The last section of the offering document, before the date and signed certificate, is the CEDC's most recent financial statements for its last fiscal year. The information included in the CEDC's financial statements must be consistent with the information provided in the offering document. This includes all monetary figures and projections, as well as all notes to the financial statements. If the CEDC has not completed a full year of operations and does not have a complete year of financial statements, it should provide a partial financial statement depicting its operations so far. If the CEDC has not yet conducted any operations, it should provide a forward-looking financial projection. Here, you can see our fictional CEDC's financial statements show that the anticipated cash flow from financing the CEDC is the same as the minimum amount to be raised in Item 1 of the offering document. Likewise, the anticipated expenses for the first operating year are consistent with the legal, accounting, and administrative expenses in Table 1.1 and the use of available funds in Table 1.2. Thank you for watching our video on preparing CEDC offering documents. Remember, providing detailed and accurate disclosure is required for your CEDC's approval and will help minimize potential delays in the review and approval process. For more information about completing a CEDC application, including the offering document, please consult the materials on FCNB's website. Applicants may also contact FCNB staff should they have any questions while preparing an application.